September 2022 to June 2024 under the Department of Finance, Planning, Budget and Revenue. I lay.
Chairperson Committee on Environment and Climate Change. Ulia paper. Followed by Chairperson Committee on Agriculture. You have two papers. And then lastly, Chairperson Committee on Devolution.
Honorable Speaker, that paper is not ready for laying. We were waiting for communication from the other side of the executive.
Paper
on the implementation.
That's Committee on Environment.
Yes.
What communication are you waiting for?
Of course, the ECM has to write to us indicating the far they've gone on the issues as the recommendations were meant.
Have you requested that information?
Yes, we have.
If I get that correspondence, I'll be able to help you. Now, so just may I get a copy of the correspondence? To facilitate me to give further direction so that we can have the information provided tomorrow.
So, sir, I'll seek that we have it passed to your office.
Yes.
Okay.
No, to desk, not office.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. The desk is now, office is, I see after this, then tomorrow.
But of course, you see, I don't have I have to get to the clerk by the time that is done, probably if you have been.
He's listening. Your clerk should be in the public gallery. Just look up. Correct?
Yes. Not really, but I'll seek to have.
There's another one they have had. They have a way of getting notified. And they are following from the offices on YouTube. So
okay. No problem.
I know that information so that I can help you to compel the ECM to produce the information tomorrow.
Good.
Because it's taking longer.
Okay.
Yes. Chairperson Committee on Agriculture, on the implementation of the County Assembly resolutions. Vice Chair. Member Committee on Agriculture. We have a schedule. So where is Honorable Kali? Chairperson selection and leader of the majority. I hope you have a notebook. No, I'm talking to the leader. Wait, when you'll be away, you'll answer. Leader, I'm talking to the leader of the majority. The deputy. When you will be away, you will. Not today. Hold on. I worry because I preside over order. So I don't leave things to chances. So leader of the majority. And then the chair. And this is County Assembly Resolution, third quarter, and we are closing a financial year. So where will we take them in July, August? So Honorable Gali was to deal with that matter. Any member in the House from that Committee on Agriculture? Who is it? Yes? Go ahead.
Speaker, I want to inform the House that the chair liaison, the chair selection is a member of that committee.
Yes? Honorable, the responsibility is bigger. And Honorable Gimongo is a member? Yes. Honorable Gimongo, before I go to the leader of the majority, where is the paper?
Honorable Speaker, this is a house of order and
I'm asking whether you are aware or not aware.
No. Honorable Speaker, I am a member of that committee, but even when the chair is not there and the vice chair is not there, precedence takes place. So even on the paper that we sign, he appears before me. So he should also answer before me.
Okay, let me advise you. In the order of the precedence is vice chairperson and members. No, that is between you and you where?
I am not aware.
When was your last meeting?
It was supposed to be this morning, but I didn't attend.
So the committee did not meet.
Honorable Balu has better information than me.
So do we then put it on record that the petition on Kilungu Ward as Afakado cannot be resolved because the committee is not able to meet?
Not necessarily. Failure to get quorum for one day cannot mean that the committee is not.
Just knowing the implication of it is that these are time-bound business. So when you don't meet, you inconvenience citizens. And that is why it's important that you put your house in order. Honorable members, we have to close this business. We can't defer it to August, September. So both not. So then we'll consider tomorrow at 2:30. I presume it's a question of adoption. It's an adoption.
Good morning.
The committee clerk has indicated on the table office. What is important is the committee members to converge and adopt.
Okay, that's okay.
So tomorrow at 2:30, both papers. I'm waiting for the environment, evidence of correspondence. Chairperson Committee on Devolution Public Service. The report on Makoni County Public Service Board.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the report is ready, but not yet adopted by the committee. So you can give us up to Wednesday, 2:30. So we can meet on Wednesday.
Fine, it's all adoption.
Yes.
No problem, which takes 10, 15 minutes. I know you are active.
We usually meet on Wednesdays at 9, so we can.
Wednesday is packed.
Yeah.
Wednesday is packed. Or the business spilling over from Tuesday, and the Tuesday afternoon business will go to Wednesday. So find time and get in quorum, adopt that report, present it tomorrow at 2:30. Fair enough, Chair. Unless you have nothing, you should not be worried. Silence is a good answer. Next order. Chairperson Committee on Health Services.
Mr. Speaker, that report is not ready. We are waiting for some responses. So we hope to be out by tomorrow.
When did you share the responses? The correspondence?
We received and asked you for information, and you are not yet here.
When did you ask for that information?
Last week.
Last week. May I get copies of the correspondence to enable me make decisions in the course of this sitting?
I don't have them here. Mr. Speaker, I'm waiting, preparing for another report here.
You don't keep files. The officer responsible is listening.
Okay.
Somewhere in the office.
Thank
They are following.
Thank you. I hope
You just
you
text,
heard.
ask him or her whether, have you heard? Yes. When are you coming? You see a text, she will tell you 10 minutes. Yes. At 2:30, any MCA who has a business in before this house, in case you do not know, your committee clerk is following until the business is dispensed. That is how they pick their notes. And that notwithstanding, and you see some on the public area, that notwithstanding the office of the clerk at the table, they are doing it so that then we dispense this business, honorable members. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Committee on Finance.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That this Assembly adopts the report on the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning on the implementation status of County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly laid on the table of the Assembly on 1st July 2024. Thank you.
Chairperson, Environment and Health and Agriculture. On agriculture, a devolution is tomorrow 2:30 you give, and then on environment and health will give further directions in the course of deliberations. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Member for Kavazori Ward, request for a statement number 19, the Chairperson Committee on Youth, Sports, Social Services.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will request this statement on behalf of the member for Kadonzweni because he is a member of the Gender Committee. Honorable Speaker, it's sad that today I stand here again to request for a statement in concern with League Mashinani, and it pains me, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Article 185(3) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 39(2) of the County Governments Act 2012, revised 2020, and Standing Order number 50 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services regarding the expenditure of funds for sports development programs Ligi Mashinani in Kadonzweni Ward. In the financial year 2023-2024, Kadonzweni Ward allocated 500,000 for sports development. A further 400,000 was allocated to the program during supplementary budget. This is in addition to 300,000 reallocated from the previous financial year 2022-2023. Therefore, the program had a total allocation of 1.2 million. Honorable Speaker, the sports development in the ward was organized in the form of tournaments dubbed Ligi Mashinani, in which teams from the various sports disciplines, including soccer, volleyball, handball, basketball, and athletics, competitively participated and were ranked, and winners were to be awarded at the end of such tournaments. The tournaments ran from January to March 2024. However, the athletics is yet to be undertaken. Honorable Speaker, the Ward Sports Council, together with the relevant stakeholders, agreed on a breakdown of the expenditure of the allocated funds. The breakdown totaling to 728,260 was as below. Cash awards 218,700, team facilitation and transport 109,350, referee fee was 29,160, sports council was 43,030, monitoring and evaluation was 10,935, community outreach was 10,935, 128,260 of the allocated 1.2 million was budgeted for by the World Sports Council, leaving a balance of 471,740. It is alleged that this under-budgeting was as a result of the misguidance on the available budget for the program by the Youth Development Officer. It is not clear where the unbudgeted balance was taken. Honorable Speaker, Ligi Mashinani tournaments in the ward across all disciplines ended way back in March 2024. Similarly, the sports development programs in other wards ended at almost the same time in other wards and of the county. Whereas all other wards have received their money for the sports development program and the participating teams paid their cash award money, team facilitation money and issuance of equipment, participating teams in Kadonzweni Ward have not yet received their money for League Mashinani, Super Cup and athletics as was budgeted. Honorable Speaker, the financial year of the program implementation has just ended, and there is no commitment and assurance from the department on the payment of the money, and the players of the participating teams are worried that the money may end up not being paid, considering that all other wards have been paid their monies. Honorable Speaker, the chairperson should therefore clarify on the following: whether the department is aware that the money for the sports development program for Kadonzweni Ward has not been paid, and what has caused the delay in the payment of the money while other wards were being paid. 2, the whereabouts of the 740, which was not budgeted by the Ward Sports Council, and why the same was not budgeted for. State whether the money is available, where the money is, and what the department plans to spend on that money. And 3, the plans the department has towards paying the money as was budgeted and when the same is expected to be paid. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is a matter that pains me, Honorable Speaker, that once again, Even after several occasions of us speaking about Ligi Mashinani, it's another matter that arises. Honorable Speaker, it's sad and the committee should take seriousness in this matter. Thank you.
Chairperson, Committee on Sports.
Which take place in your ward. Honorable Speaker, member for Kadhonzweni, the time Ligi Mashinani ended, Mr. Speaker, it's around 3 months ago. Honorable Speaker, the member should be, as an oversight, he should be very close following the department, because those are his electorates and they are his employees. He should have followed with the department up to the last minute, because Honorable Speaker, from the statement, the member does not know where the funds went, yet he had allocated for those funds. So, Honorable Speaker, we request for 7 days so that you can give the member and the House a response on that. Thank you.
Honorable Jackson Barlow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Kindly, Mr. Speaker, I had a question also regarding the same League Mashinani, where my home teams were supposed to get 550 and they got 450,000. So I'd wish, Mr. Speaker, because there seems to be a disconnection here, I would wish to know how much money was supposed to be paid, and also where the 100,000, because some teams have not received. What happened? Because when I asked, they told me that money was budgeted for and I had given that money. I also wish, Mr. Speaker, to be clarified. This sports management body in the wards, yeah, the council, the sports council, I'd wish to know how they earn their allowances and whether it is uniform across all the wards. Mr. Speaker, some wards you find they have been paid several hundred thousands more, others less. Are they not having a standardized way of being paid? Is it being decided by different wards? I would expect to have a standardized form whereby everybody is paid the same like other ward, so that we may cut corruption and make sure there is accountability. Mr. Speaker, I would wish that those issues are clarified, and so that we may streamline the running of these sports. We cannot be putting money and our people fail to get money. The honorable member wants to put money, we expect it to be accounted for. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Honorable Mbalu, when I look at the budget, I noticed that some wards have allocations of 2 million, others of 1 million, others 500, others have 0. So where there is 0, Sports Council was paid nothing. Where there was 3 million, Sports Council might have been compensated higher than where the allocation was 1.5. And I think that issue has been brought here before, where the department was requesting on a uniformity allocation of resources. So that is a very dicey situation. The formula may not, because if your budget is 3 million and someone else's budget is 1 million, you can only share what you have in percentage. I am not holding proof for the executive, but I still remember that matter has come up before, and even the committee, Honorable Mutindi pleaded with the member also to have uniform application of figures, and Kadhonzweni was affected that time. I think at 0 or something, I think at more, something, or they were carrying different activities. So the allowances were different from one ward to another because the budgets were different. Go ahead.
Get the criteria used. Well, if you put 1 million, there should be a certain criteria, because that's where corruption comes in. There must be some standardization if you put the percentage that goes to the Sports Council, so that, Mr. Speaker, we don't let this money just be divided because it's there, so that our people may benefit more. The Sports Council must have a formula which should say this amount, percentage goes to Sports Council, I mean, that would be better direction because we'll be able to curb wastage and corruption, Mr. Speaker. And that's what I'm requesting, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Your Honorable Mbalo.
Yes.
I participated in chairing these teams. I personally had to support teams where the ward had no provision to support their people when they come to water. Because even the Waziri said, help these are people from your constituency, where I come from. And when I asked another constituency, I found that they were well catered with accommodation because there was a budget allocation that could cater for the night before sports at some nice food, as opposed to another that had to come and wait because the allocation was very minimal. And it's a question of how you're going to agree on that particular on the issue. You see, Honorable Maneno is specific on his allocation and how they had agreed to deal with it. He is spelling out figures. He is not asking how that money was distributed. He's saying, where we had agreed that this money be allocated as such, why was it not applied as such? Your question is as simple as that, Honorable Maneno. Your figures that you're questioning because you had known some figures that have been used or not. Now, on these sports, we keep on asking this question. And the request of the statement, now, this time around, Honorable Mudhike, you are specific. You are not on every ward. You are now going to to a specific one where you're saying Kathonzweni is APCD. So unless one has not dug down to know why were my people not paid or compensated as we had agreed, it will become so cumbersome, including some wards that even after Kisia game, and they said they are not interested in the water activities. They will finish the activities as ward. Others have not participated in Kisia, and they are doing cross-country and marathon now. So you hear me? Yes.
Because you find in my ward, I placed 1 million. I see the ministers, the ECM is paid some money. The coordinator is paid some money. I mean, several people who are paid, which I don't understand how they came into my to eat my money. They should put their money up there for
you are now speaking.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Speak to figures in your ward.
And that the 100,000 that's missing. Those are two issues, Mr. Speaker.
If Honorable Mudhike's question is to go by, now you have said it. But if you had 2 million and you don't know how it was allocated and you have no idea, please go research and bring disputing figures. Because the plenary cannot be oversighting allocation of programs in your wards. Honorable members, we have discussed this case against for long. Yes, go ahead, Honorable Jonathan. Honorable Jonathan, proceed. Honorable Tivu, you're next.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. However, I hear you, and I totally agree with you. However, when you listen to what Honorable Mbalu is bringing out in the whole count, I think it's the high time either we bring a motion or a bill in which can be able to rationalize the policy of taking care of League Mashinani. This League Mashinani, it is a program which cuts across all the wards. And we cannot have halfway application of the policy which created the League Mashinani. Because in that policy, there should be how these councils were to be compensated. Because the moment we give that leeway, and with the high affinity and the high elevation of money, we will now be actually creating another golden bag scandal in Makueni. And I have no fear when I'm saying this, because you'll find it will become a conduit of being used to siphon money. But if that is the case, then we will come up either with a bill or with a motion which can be able to rationalize the issue of how the sports, how the League Mashinani, and especially in connection with the councils and the appreciation of the people or the allowance given across board. Because at the end of the day, we want to leave a legacy. We don't want to leave things in gaps. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Now, honorable members, the issues you are raising are not contained in Honorable Mudhike's request for a statement. It would be fair if then we deal with, because the member is very clear, whether the department is aware the money for sports development program for Kathonzweni ward has not been paid, and what has caused that delay in the payment of money while other wards were being paid. Very specific. The rest of the wards sorted, Kavonzweni not paid. 2, whereabouts of 471, which was 471,000, which was not budgeted for by the Ward Sports Council, and where the same was not budgeted for, state whether the money is available or the money is and what the department plans to spend money. 3, this is not about expenditure by Sport Council. Is money set aside and not spent? 3, the plan the department has towards paying the money as was budgeted. Now, if you want to contribute, can you contribute within that? Or then we isolate Honorable Mudhike's request for a statement, and then members, you can bring issues. Then we see how to put them together on matters related to Sports Council. Or request Honorable Mudhike to open the basket and carry each and every one of you, either per ward or as cross-cutting issues. But Honorable Gatumo, you had indicated 7 days. I'm not closing. The issues that are stipulated here, you need not to clarify. The request is simple. It's very simple. I will open the floor for you, but I know there is very little you can add to this. Before it is, Mr. Chairman, you have said 14 days, 7 days. Honorable Mudhike, in the interest of time, 14 days will not be sufficient unless an emergency. A good practice is 14 days. 7 days, unless an emergency, that then someone will die tomorrow, then that is it. I think this can be satisfied, Honorable Mudhike, within 14 days, Chairperson. So don't be overambitious. Otherwise, you start telling that we did not adopt, we had no time for ABCD. That is now. Honorable members, are there issues related to Sports Council, League Mashinani, so that we see whether now to open this one or not? Too many. Now, let me pick one by one. Honorable Benedict Maneno is the first one.
Honorable Speaker, I want to thank Honorable Member Mudhike for raising that statement on my behalf. It is affecting me and affecting my youth. And I wanted to inform Honorable Katumo not to bring jokes in this matter. This is a very serious matter. Honorable Speaker, there is a time, Honorable Katumo, there is a time he brought a statement here in regards to rape cases in a certain school in his area. Honorable Speaker, there is no member who raised here and asked Katumo to be keen on the behavior and whatever of the teachers in that school. So I am keen on my matter. That is why I am raising it right now, Honorable Speaker. So Mr. Katumo, kindly, the chair, with due respect the people of Kadonzweni, respect the players of Kadonzweni. Honorable Speaker,
Go ahead.
All the wards have already benefited.
Proceed.
All the wards have already received their...
No, just a minute. You are saying you are concerned about a ward that has not benefited?
Yes.
The rest have issues about how they benefited?
Yes.
We have mercy on you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is unfortunate that it is only Kadonzweni ward where the players have not received their awards. I've been following this matter, Honorable Speaker, for the last 1 month. And when I ask, I'm told, just wait, the department is doing this, the department is doing this. My phone is full of messages to the chief officer, even to the youth development officer. Because the YDO first instance, she lied to the players. She went ahead and budgeted for a figure which is less than what is already in the allocated, Honorable Speaker. I don't know how she went ahead, met the Sport Council and budgeted for 728,000. I don't know why. And when I asked her, she told me she has been told that is the money which is available. And I asked her, how? And we already have our regional budget of 500,000 in my kitty. A money that was never supplemented, a money which is there, and it was not affected during the supplementary too. So the department is lying. And my youth are on my neck, asking for their money, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I want Chair to know that tomorrow the players will be filled here. They will come here. I will bring them myself. The Gen Zs will come here because it is their right. They put money through public participation, Honorable Speaker, and the money is lost nowhere. And the chair is, you should be very careful when you are touching matters to do with youth. You
fair enough.
Should be very careful.
What you should have done is to request the chair to postpone this request to come tomorrow, so that as you request, they are on the same breath with you.
Honorable Speaker.
Because even if they come tomorrow, the order paper will not have Kathonzweni.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, kindly. These are figures they have in their office. Even the chair can call Waziri. Waziri will give the
fair
figures.
enough,
Honorable Speaker, this is not a matter that will go to do whatever, collect data and do what, and bring here. This is something that they should respond tomorrow, Honorable
fine.
Speaker. We need the response tomorrow,
I hear you.
Honorable Speaker.
I hear you.
Please. Thank you.
Honorable members, good practice and administration, and you have agreed. And it's a practice. Unless it's unforeseen, then it is not an emergency. You have lived with it. It is a chronic. Ever since that time, they were not paid almost six months ago. They went to Kilifi, they came back, it has not been. Let us allow the department and the committee 14 days, so that there is no room of, we have requested for supplementary information. That's my point. It's only then when you'll have an opportunity to get a copy of the response as it is, and even be invited to give your feedback, so that the matter is rested once and for all. And then that doesn't mean that the committee cannot respond to that matter on or before expiry of 14 days. If it was a matter of health, I will even ask the committee to leave the chamber and proceed now. But because we have heard this matter and nothing is going to happen, that is different. So that then we don't give room for excuses for the committee members, and for the Waziri is out of office, the CEO was ABCD. Let's deal with this matter using a needle. Just a needle. Stitch it so that it is permanent and the matter is resolved. The way it looks like may have very serious recommendations. So allow me to persuade you. Fair enough. Honorable Alexander Mulemba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you allow me to take some ride on that statement by...
Honorable members, if you are taking a ride on this statement, it is honorable first you thank the member.
That's where I'm coming to.
No,
Mr.
you start in a very good way.
Thank
you
you,
thank the member, the requester, and then you proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I thank the member for Kathonzweni and Honorable Muthike for that good statement.
Fair.
And Mr. Speaker, state that the members of Mboni, also the players have not benefited. Mr. Speaker, after the allocation and after the players have participated, all the payment was sent to beneficiaries belonging to Tulimani Ward, Mr. Speaker. So today I stand here to state that Mboni Ward players have not received their monies. The monies were paid to Tulimani Ward players. So, Mr. Speaker, that is a serious concern, and that matter needs to be enjoined and fully responded to in that statement. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Kakwaya Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. From the word to go, you said that some wards did not allocate money for 2023-2024. Ligi Mashinani. Honorable Speaker, I'm one of them. After seeing what was happening, you'll find that you allocate like 1 million. At the end of the day, what ends in the players, you'll find is almost 300 or 400. According to me, in 2023, that time, because that was the allocation. Mr. Speaker, that is why I pulled out. And I'm happy today because my members from the other wards are experiencing what I experienced. So we are learning what this department has been doing. I think that the players were from both man ward. Mr. Speaker, I'm following Boni Sports Council forum here, and the things which are coming out here, Mr. Speaker, they are funny, and I think the honorable members, if you had allocated some funds, or there was money allocated in your ward for the league machinani, let us be careful. Let us scrutinize what happened, because even some trainings will go up to 200,000. You will find also officials, the people who are working, civil servants who are working in the Department of Gender are being paid with the same kitty, Mr. Speaker. So it's something which is happening. Maybe you may think it's Kadonzweni, but we know it is happening. And also, the members of public are accusing some of the members here, Mr. Speaker, but I will not go to that direction. And that kind of corruption is unbundled well, so that we can know the way to move forward, Mr. Speaker. There is a lot of things which are coming out also from the public, also from the honorable members, pulled out for the members, for the players of Kakoya Ward. Mr. Speaker, this time around we have allocated 1 million, but I'm afraid, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Member from Avenue Ward.
For the money, just like the other wards. They budgeted for 10% for league machinery, this for this, this for this. But then after that, they went and did a tournament. They spent the same money. That's what I was told. So she told me, you can't have your cake. Member also gets the facts right, get the budget, see what was passed, and also get to understand, get to know how that money was spent in other whatevers, even before we seek that. But there is a lot that needs to be unbundled surrounding the sports money. We cannot just put money and we are taken captives. Not having a say on the same, that's something that we need to do, to look into as a house. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I would like to appreciate and thank Honorable Mudike and Honorable Member for Kadonzweni for bringing this statement, Mr. Speaker. The same time, last year, we had such a statement, but members did not take serious that time. Now I want to appreciate them, they are taking serious to consider and deliberate on matters to deal with our youths.
I am privy to this matter. I met the minister yesterday, and we discussed all the words. I have the answers. I can answer this. What will be wrong? We don't invite executive committee members to sit where the chairperson is. That is why chairpersons take responsibilities of the answers on behalf of executive, because they must interrogate and ensure. The only danger would be that the ECM says something different from what the member has committed now. The member will be forced or will be found to have been grossly out of order, to have made his own personal statements. But now I assume what you have said is what you have consulted with the ECM. Now, when it will be responded, it's on record. We would deal with it and must be in that line. So that is not a joke. So that our answer picks what you have said as the official position. There's no changing. Bitini, yes, it's okay. Just what you need to do, just quote what he has said and ask whether he was in order that time. We will deal with the matter. Now you can't prove him wrong. Quote.
Mr. Speaker, the member requested for 7 days wait. He went ahead to tell the member to be keen in oversight so that he can. So, Mr. Speaker, if the member, he was answering something different from what the statement is requesting, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Very different.
You're not using your card.
Which number is the? Thank you. Honorable Speaker, and I thought the honorable member from Bitini was going to quote what I said. Honorable Speaker, I said we need to be, when we are doing oversight, we need to be keen. The moment we allocate funds for any particular project, we need to do follow-ups. For example, Honorable Speaker, on this particular issue, I also had funds for digging machinery, Honorable Speaker. And from the word go, when the council sat down, I got the discussion that day, I was informed by my members what the council was to take home, the best team, the uniforms, everything, Honorable Speaker, because I'm in charge of my ward. So I had to get to know what they have discussed. Number two, Honorable Speaker, when the activity took place in the month of March, around April, March, Honorable Speaker, I knew the best team and the last team and what each and every team was going to get. That is number two. Honorable Speaker, number three, protect me from this. Honorable Speaker, from Bitini. I am on the floor, member.
Order, member for thank.
Thank you.
Honorable Maneno.
And I was told because there are no funds, we are waiting for funds. And I've been doing follow-ups, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mogi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wonder whether the chair gender is in order, Mr. Speaker, because he is standing to tell us how he performed in his ward. And he is the chair gender, Mr. Speaker. Point to note, he is the chair gender.
Honorable Moki, unless
Mr. Speaker, I find him not in order, Mr. Speaker, because he's supposed to be listening to what members are saying, so that he can give response to what members are saying.
You are out of order. You have not been following the discussion.
Mr. Speaker, I have been
And I will tell you why. Member for Thange was qualifying to confirm why he said that the member should have followed up. And he said, for example, in my ward, one, he was narrating. Unless you missed that part, then he cannot be out of order. Because he said, order, Honorable Mock. It's not a debate. You know, it's black and white. The member is saying, in my ward, I did X, Y, Z.
Mr. Speaker, he is the chair gender. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. He is the chair gender.
Just a minute, honorable members. Honorable members, that's a simple matter. Honorable Maneno, you have put the member, the chairperson, to explain circumstances under which he has indicated that other members may not have followed up, for example. He is giving an example in his ward. So, is that out of order? Because you have asked him to prove so that then he is able to be ruled. Is that out of order? The answer is not out of order to narrate to the extent that he's only giving a simple explanation to qualify his statement, which then the chair will deem him to be in order or not in order. Honorable Moki, the member, was at that point. He was not answering to a question. He was answering another question against the person of Katumu as a MCA, when he should be acting as a chair. So when these things, when you want to interject, you pause WhatsApp a bit, you follow the statement, you concentrate. But when you pick it,
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and that's the reason you are sitting in that chair.
conclude.
Thank you. I was in point number 3, Honorable Speaker, after I did the follow-ups on the issue to do with the funds and why my teams had not received their funds. So, Honorable Speaker, when the funds came, because I'm being in touch with the department, because my guys, my teams had played, those who had won, and they were eagerly waiting for their rewards. So, Honorable Speaker, I've been doing follow-ups apart from being the chair for gender, I've also been doing follow-ups because those are my teams and I'm in charge in Thanke Ward. And that's the reason, Mr. Speaker, I'm thanking 001 because I'm in charge. Now, Honorable Speaker, the reason I was saying the member should have been keen and should have been doing follow-ups is I have given a case study on my ward, how I moved with my teams from the time they started
You have
playing.
said that, don't
Yes.
repeat.
So that's the reason now the member from Bitini wanted to inform me, but no,
You have explained
Yes.
why you said the member ought to have been keen.
Sure.
You have given an example.
Then last, Mr. Speaker.
You are
last.
repeating.
Yes, last. Mr. Speaker, the member was saying I'm defending the department. I also need to say something about that, kindly.
What is
Honorable
it?
Speaker. Honorable Speaker, because I knew that statement is going to come, I also called the Waziri and the CEO and the director. That's the reason, Mr. Speaker, I was saying 7 days, but because you have said 14 days, within 14 days, I will bring a very good response to this, and my member will be satisfied because I know something about where the funds went.
What's your point of order, Honorable Mbalo? On member.
How he goes on to do his own oversight, while the time of oversight is not over. We do oversight after the events have taken place. So Mr. Honorable Maneno is not late at all. And so, for the chair to start telling me should be, that word "it should be," it's like giving him a lecture on that. As a chair of that department, Mr. Speaker, you should have said, right, we do oversight after the events of issues. Is in order to give us on this.
Mr. Speaker, this is a program that is run under the Department of Gender. It is the chair who should be giving us reports as the sectoral chair of the committee of the, and in his capacity as the chair, he should even have approached members of specific wards where he realized there were issues. So as a sectoral committee for gender, they should have conducted an oversight on how Ligi Mashinani itself was performed as a committee. So, Honorable Speaker, the committee itself has failed to oversight this program because it's a program run under their department. So, Honorable Speaker, they should even have a report of how many wards performed this program, how many succeeded, how many failed, where the programs paid or they have not been paid, where they are success or are failure. Honorable Speaker, the chair himself is a failure in himself. He should be telling members what has happened, Honorable Speaker.
What is the point of order? Now, you see, in the rules of debate, Honorable Jonathan and Honorable Tivu, you are queuing. The requester of the statement jumped you because she had requested earlier. But in our contribution, she has of order because something is not in order, and then proceed. So now the member is on order.
Honorable Speaker, is it in order for the member, Honorable Muthike, to say as the chair and my committee we have failed? Yet, member from Kathonzweni, Honorable Speaker, knows he has no funds for Ligi Mashinani. And that's the reason I told you, Honorable Speaker, relax. No, relax. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was discussing with the member yesterday.
Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members.
Yes.
Order, honorable members. When I said